It's me again, and after my last video answering your questions, I got flooded with even more. So this time I've got many more. I'm going to run through them as quick as I can. Let's do it. First question, True Man. Hi John, I've been watching your previous videos on how to cancel TV license. Thanks by the way. I do have what may seem an obvious answer to a question. Do I need to risk life and limb removing my Ariel from the chimney as it's in plain sight from the roadside? Regards, Andy. Andy, no. I mean, you can if you want, but no need to. As long as you've pulled your Ariel out of your telly, you'll be fine. If you want to go a step further, if you've got one of those Ariel sockets on your wall, you can just put a blanking plate on it. Or if you've just got the cable coming in from outside, cut the end off, tape it up, just twirl it up, stick it behind the telly. No problem, you don't need to worry about that, it's fine. I have sent them a letter to cancel my TV licence 2 weeks ago. Also filled in the online form to ask them if they got my letter, but nothing still. Don't know how long it should take. Well, you've done your bit. If you filled the form in online, you should have an email confirmation of your form being submitted. So if they're having admin issues, it's their problem. You've done your bit. Make sure that your direct debit's cancelled, and the rest of it's their problem, not yours, mate. Don't worry. Uh-oh, a kitchen. Are you going to start a cooking channel next? No, I'm normally on film in the kitchen, but I'm not in my house. During lockdown, bit of a fire situation went on. And I'm here temporarily until my place is done. But interestingly, my first YouTube video was me baking a cake whilst drinking 5 litres of premium strength lager. I might start that again, but no, I'm not planning a cooking channel anytime soon, no. Why is a TV licence required for all other channels bar BBC? How can I get cheap now TV codes? I've been on eBay, but the sellers all seem to be mainstream curries, etc. Thanks to your excellent videos, Stephen, a new subscriber. Thanks for subscribing, Stephen. Yeah, it is crazy that you need a TV licence to watch all other channels in the BBC, and the BBC are the people that get pretty much most of the money. So, yeah, odd, and that's what we're all fighting for, and hopefully soon enough it will be scrapped. The Now TV codes, I think I ruined it for everybody on one of my other videos. What can you watch without a TV licence? I think I ruined it for everybody because I told them to go and buy the codes. There are still some cheap ones about. I've had a look. So there's this voucher code site, and there's a few deals on there. Let's have a look. Up to 40% off 2-month passes. Not bad. Next one, I went on Amazon, and there's someone on there selling it. And look, 3 months of entertainment pass for £4.52. I think that's a bargain, personally. 2 months of movies, £13.59. Not bad. And then the eBay ones, I didn't think were that bad value from Currys. 2 months of entertainment for a tenner, so it's a £5 a month. It's normally £8.99 a month. Not bad. One of the places I get mine from is Lager, interestingly enough. Carling, I think it is. They have a deal, or they did last summer, where you got a voucher code when you bought a pack of 8 or 12 or something. So I just stocked up on Lager. And then I had entertainment and Lager. Winning. Yeah, so try that. But Amazon ones look like a good deal, so try them. I pay for my Sky, but I don't watch BBC, Channel 4, and I cancelled my direct debit. Well, you need a TV licence to watch any live TV. So I get what you're saying. You don't want to pay it, so you're not paying it, and you're avoiding BBC and Channel 4, which should be what you should have to do. But unfortunately, it's not. So scrap your Sky off and get Now TV. It's cheaper anyway. You can watch whatever you want on demand. Same stuff. You just can't watch it live. Who watches live TV anymore? I mean, really. I'm sure your heart is in the right place, but I've not had a licence for 40 years, watched whatever I liked. I know the law, they leave me alone, simple as that. Your video is for simpletons. Well, that's a bit harsh, I think, to be honest. I'm trying to get people to play a straight game. I want people to play a straight game. The more of us that do it the right way, the more power is behind that movement, is the way I look at it. If everybody's doing it right, we've got the numbers to back up how many people don't want to pay for the TV licence. So calling everybody who does it the right way a simpleton, I think, is a bit harsh. And you say, I know the law, they leave me alone. Yeah, well, technically you're not abiding by the law, are you? So, but if that's your choice, you know, crack on. Who am I to judge you? Like you're judging my viewers for being simpletons. I'm sure I've seen videos on YouTube where the licensed people turn up with the police. Is this the only way they could ever gain entry? Yeah, I'll put a link below to this one. It's a crime bodge video. It's a good channel. And the license inspectors kick off and they turn up with the police. And it's all quite scary. And the license inspectors like it that way, and they want this going on YouTube so they can, all the people can see that it's scary, and then they'll carry on paying their license. But the police aren't there to enforce them checking if you've got a TV license. It's not the police's business. The police were there to prevent a breach of the peace. So if you open up the door and you kick off, you've breached the peace, bang, the police are going to come in. Who's going to follow the police? License inspectors. Don't kick off. Simple. Open the door. Even if the police are there. Hello, I'm from TV licensing. I check you got a license. I've got my friends, the police, with me. You go, no, I'm all right, thanks, mate. Bye. Close the door. Done. Police can't do anything. They can't do anything. They can stay in your front garden all day if they want. I'm sure they've got better things to do. So yeah, don't worry too much. As long as you don't kick off, the police don't really want anything to do with it. You say you like to fill up no license form and send them back, but you've to put your name, address, everything. Will it be a problem? We have TV, only watch YouTube. Thank you. Well, if you've already had a license, then filling in the no license needed form with your own details is no biggie. They got your details anyway from the license you had and the address, so you may as well fill in with your own details. If you've just moved to a new property, you can either not bother with the form or fill the form in as the occupier and don't give them any of your details. That's fine. But if you've already had a license at that address, they've already got your details anyway. I mean, you can fill it in as the occupier if you want to. There's no problem if that's what you want to do. But yeah, as long as you're playing by the rules, he only watches YouTube, you know, put your name and address if you already had a license, or put the occupier, whatever you prefer to do. It's okay for some guy to say ignore them. What about the little old ladies living alone? They are the ones most frequently prosecute because they're easy targets. Yeah, I agree. They're arseholes like that. My mum's in her 70s and I tried to get her to do this and she did, but she was getting so worried, bless her. She's an old girl. And paying it for her was less stress than waiting for a knock on the door. So yeah, I get what you're saying. And you know, the more people who can do this without being scared we convert, the quicker we'll get change. That's all I can say to that. But yeah, no, you make a fair point, Shirley. It's sad. Why is the electronic program guide only transmitted over the air? My TV won't do catch up without an aerial connected. Have checked with Freeview. They have confirmed that you have to have an aerial for catch up, even though the content comes through broadband. Yeah, it sounds like, Andy, you've got one of the new Freeview Plus tellies, and that is a thing. I mean, people with tinfoil hats may say that's done on purpose so that you have to have an aerial plugged in. Probably the best way to deal with that, and it's not the most elegant solution, would be just get on eBay and buy a cheap Now TV box for a tenner or something and plug that in. I know it's probably not what you want to do with your nice posh telly, but yeah, no, it's a shitter really, isn't it? I mean, technically you can still have the aerial in and only use catch-up services, but you know, it's always best to pull it out. Sorry I couldn't be more helpful, mate. If you do answer the door and have nothing to hide because you don't watch live TV and don't have an aerial plugged in, would you allow them into your property to do their check? Many other YouTube channels say not to allow them in any circumstances. And how do they check if you're using BBC iPlayer online? Never, ever let them into your house. Ever. I mean, there's plenty of evidence out there to show that they will try and stitch you up. I know in a previous video I defended them saying they're just people, they've got a job to do, but they earn their money by selling you a licence or getting you a fine. So never ever let them in. If you open the door to say from TV licence, get the door shut nice and quick, because there's even some evidence of them putting feet in the door and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Some of them aren't good people. So just get that door shut. How can they check if you are using BBC iPlayer online? I guess if you used your own name, your own postcode and your own email address to register for it and you were using it illegally, they could check. Would they check? If you used anonymous details, a made up postcode and a made up email address, could they check? No, not really. I mean, the police can get your browsing history from your internet service provider, but it has to be a pretty major criminal offence to do that, so I can't see it. But you shouldn't be using it anyway. And there's nothing good on there. Shit. I am a videophiliac and want to test a vintage VCR. I do not have a license, but do have an operational Sky HD box which works. Can I temporarily hook it up to my Sky dish and tape some programs? It's only a temporary thing lasting an hour or so. Well, it doesn't say that you have a live Sky subscription because you say about hooking the box up. So I'm guessing your Sky subscription isn't live. I mean, you can hook it up and you record. The only problem is you can't record anything as it's being broadcast. So if you can get something to stream through that box, like a box set or something, you can record that to your heart's content. But you can't record anything as it's being broadcast. So, no. And if you do have a live Sky subscription, cancel it, get Now TV. It's better and it's cheaper. But, yeah, you can't, really. But enjoy your vintage VCR. I haven't seen one for years. If they took away all the repeats, how much live TV would there be? Yeah, there wouldn't be too much, would there? I mean, let's have a think. What's on there during the day? The antiques programs that the kids watch, like the students. Doctors, is that still on? Don't know. Homes Under the Hammer was brilliant, but you can get that on Really or Home on Demand. So that's where I watch it. I love that. And then just the news and EastEnders, which are shit anyway. I can't even put into words how shit EastEnders is. The BBC charge for their services around the world. They make a fortune from sales in other countries. So if they're funded by public money, why doesn't the public get paid a percentage of the profits? And I think Chris has commented on my BBC Does Show adverts, or the BBC's commercial video. I'll put a link above. They make a fortune from selling their shows around the world. Blue Planet, for instance, and Planet Earth and those ones. They made a fortune off them, syndicating them around the world. They even sold them to Netflix. God knows how much they got from Netflix from it. And Top Gear as well was a huge money earner for them, massive money earner for them. So you think if they can sell these shows, they could almost be self-funding, couldn't they? If their shows were good enough that they say they're that good, then, you know, sell them. You don't need us, do you? Or show an advert and then we ain't got to pay you. Imagine if you weren't allowed to shop at Sainsbury's or Aldi or anywhere else unless you pay Tesco for a shopping licence. It's ridiculous. You can't watch ITV or Channel 4 or Sky unless you pay the BBC. It's bonkers and it shouldn't be like this in a democratic country. Chris, couldn't have said it better myself. It's one of the best analogies of it I've heard. Cracking stuff, mate. Nothing else to say about that. Well done. It's 2 years old. Anything changed? That's on my What Can You Watch Without a TV Licence video. Not that much has changed. Some of the technology's changed. A lot of the boxes have got smarter and faster and smaller. So I don't have the Now TV or the Roku boxes anymore. I've got Amazon sticks now. But yeah, not a lot's changed, to be honest, mate. But I am doing an updated version of that and that'll be coming out soon. So keep an eye out for that. If you do have a TV and watch whatever, they can check, can't they? I don't understand why you have to pay a TV licence, then Sky if you want that, or Netflix or Amazon, for fuck's sake. They all want us broke just to watch crap. Yeah, it's a fair point. You know, when you think, what's the BBC licence fee monthly? 13 quid, isn't it? 13 quid a month. Netflix is £8.99. So with BBC, you're getting BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Four, BBC News, which you don't want anyway, and Iplayer. But Netflix, you're getting the entire world and some really quality stuff that you can watch when you want. The value just doesn't seem to be there for that cost for the BBC. So yeah, I get what you're saying. If you do have a TV and watch whatever, they can check, can't they? The only way they're going to be able to check is if they see your telly through your front window or through your front door if you open it to them. Detector vans are nonsense, and you know, you could be getting TV from Sky, from cable, from just streaming off the internet. You know, they can't really check, but play a straight game. If you're not paying a TV licence, don't watch the live TV. Sound advice. When I wasn't sharing accommodation, I didn't have a licence for 6 years. I got letters about once a month. I lived in a flat, so only once the goons got past the security door and left a note to say they called. I was in, but didn't hear the door. They're probably too cowardly to knock it that hard in a rough neighbourhood. That was the last I heard from them. Yeah, Lisa, that's the bonus of living in a flat. I mean, this little place I'm staying in at the minute, 4 floors up, and there's a big communal door downstairs, and I have to buzz my number. So I'll pick up the little intercom phone and say TV licence in, and I'll be like, you think I'm going to buzz you in? Piss off. So yeah, no, it is a bonus of living in a flat. There's not many bonuses of it, but that is one of them. Question for a future video. What happens if you don't realise or simply don't know that something you choose to watch is live? Great channel, by the way. I'm always trying to get people to stop paying the licence. I will share your videos. Well, Barry, thank you for sharing. And yeah, convert as many people as you can. The more people convert, the bigger the movement gets, the faster we'll get our change. What happens if you don't realise or simply don't know that something you choose to watch is live? I guess it could happen. You know, if you're on Now TV or something, there is a live section in there. You could accidentally sit on the remote and it could come on, I guess. I don't know. If you happen to stumble across live broadcast TV A SWAT team will not come, break your door down with a battering ram, put a machine gun to your head and say you're nicked. Not going to happen. So, yeah, it's not going to happen. Don't worry too much. Try not to, obviously. You shouldn't be watching live TV. But, you know, the world's not going to come to an end if it accidentally gets flicked on. Can you listen to BBC radio programmes of your TV legally? Yes, you can. I'm guessing you've got a Freeview telly and the radio's on there. That means you've got to have the Ariel plugged in, which means you can watch live TV. So whilst you can, don't go and buy radio or get the app on your phone and listen to the radio that way. But yeah, all the radio you want, even BBC stations, no problem. At what stage do you cancel your direct debit? Before or after you have made your official declaration? First thing you do, cancel your direct debit, then talk to them, because you never know with these people. They may have an administration error and then you continue to get billed even though they've said they've stopped it. So first thing you do, cancel your direct debit and then speak to them after if you choose to. I mean, you can just cancel your direct debit and fuck them off. But if you're going to fill the form out, first thing you do, cancel the direct debit. They'll tell you not to, because that's how, if you're due a refund, they'll pay it. Tell them you want a cheque. You know, not everybody pays the TV licence by direct debit. Some people have like the little card that you go to the newsagents and pay on. So they must be able to pay you with a cheque if you're due a refund. So yeah, first thing you do, cancel the direct debit, cut your payment to them. Best thing to do. If the visiting inspector does not respond to threat of civil trespass, if you have a garden drive, etc., start taking a photo and tell them you set the dog on them or sue them for trespass. Follow them to their car and film it. You have no trouble again. See, I don't agree with this, and there's been uproar with me on this. When I done my first video, I was saying not to do that. Just be calm, polite, close the door, and say no, thank you. And then all the forums that deal with this erupted, slagging me off because I refused to do it. You know, I don't want to be on my front lawn filming someone. I don't give a shit. You know, if they knock on 50 doors a day and every door says no thank you and closes a door in their face, that's still a very powerful message to them to get another job. You know, I don't think you need to worry about that. If you choose to do it, do it. It's your life, do what you want. But I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to encourage anybody to do it. To get to hear the news, listen to LBC on the radio. Yeah, on my previous questions one, someone asked me how I can still keep up with the news, and I just completely forgot to tell him to listen to the radio. It's a good idea. Yeah, listen to radio, listen to BBC radio if you want. It's all fine. I'm not the biggest fan of LBC after Nigel went, but you know, if you like LBC, you crack on. But yeah, thanks Andy. I think that is our questions for the day. So if I get loads more questions that are a bit different to the standard questions that I haven't covered in the last two videos, I'll make another one of these. Otherwise, I've got a few more videos coming up, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you do have any questions, leave them below and I might type you a response, or someone might. You know, thanks for watching.